Hey guys, welcome to Retether Tech. My name is Jonathan, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is my first day with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is my first impressions, kind of just a video just letting you know what my day has been so far with this brand new phone from Apple. So let's get started, and let's start off with probably the best thing about the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that is the battery life. I am really impressed with the battery life from this phone. I mean, Apple talked about improving the battery life with the iPhone 13 lineup, but man, I am really impressed. I started my day with this phone at maybe about 8 o'clock. I took it off the charge. It was 100% charge, and now it's 9:11 p.m. I've been using this phone for pretty much the whole day, and I'm at 46%. It's pretty much the end of the day. So if I go to my battery settings, it shows that I'm at 6 hours and 27 minutes of screen on time. That's crazy. 6 hours and 27 minutes. That means if I'm about halfway through with the battery, I'm gonna get about 12 hours of screen on time. That is ridiculously good battery life. The iPhone 13 Pro Max, I know it's the first day, but battery life looks to be really, really good. I don't expect it to have this great of a battery a few months down the line, but so far, so good. So battery life is great. Performance is amazing. The A15 Bionic inside just blazes through everything. I mean, that's what I expected from the A15 Bionic. I mean, the A14 was great, the A13. Apple knows how to make chips. So I knew that this phone would perform well. It does that. So now I'm not really surprised when it comes to the iPhone 13 Pro Max when it comes to performance. But now let's get into camera. I also expected that this phone would take really good photos. I mean, that's all Apple talked about at the iPhone event, right? The iPhone 13 Pro cameras were gonna be really great. There's this new cinematic mode, which I've tried out, and it's really cool. It's a really cool feature, but I don't think it's game changing like Apple wanted you to believe it could be. It's pretty much portrait video with the ability to rack focus, so you can change where the focus is. So let's say you have two people, one in the front, one in the back. You can rack focus to the person in the back and then back to the person in the front. And that's what cinematic mode pretty much is. It's a cool feature. It also does it automatically, and I've played around with it a little bit more. I'm gonna play with it a lot more for the review, but so far it's a nice feature. It's not really game changing. It's nice to have. This camera is fantastic though. It captures really good detail. Because of the larger sensor in the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max, it's able to let in a lot more light and capture a lot more detail, especially in darker environments. I mean, night mode on here is really good, but sometimes it doesn't even need to use night mode in order to get pretty good shots in low light. But Apple has really continued to improve night mode. I mean, here's an example of a few photos. This is a photo at night with the flash on, and this is one with night mode. There's a lot of noise in that photo, but it's actually really amazing that it was able to capture all that detail with really no light. It was completely dark. I could not see that cactus with my own eyes. So this camera is able to really do some special tricks when it comes to software. Of course, portrait mode is great. All the other modes, video mode, this camera is fantastic so far. I'm gonna continue to use it, continue to test it out. It's not substantially better than last year's phones, but I can see a difference. This is an improved camera system pretty much all the way around. Now let's talk about another added feature with this year's 13 Pro lineup, not really with the regular models because they don't have this feature, and that is ProMotion. Now, a lot of people have been asking for an iPhone with a 120 Hz display, and we finally have it with this year's 13 Pro and Pro Max. You can get up to 120 Hz on this display, and everything just feels a little bit more smoother, but I did tend to forget that this display was 120 Hz. Apple has done a great job with their animations and their UI, so everything kind of felt smooth even with 60 Hz. 120 Hz, yeah, it's really nice. It feels smoother. I can notice it, but I forget after a while. I forget that I'm actually using 120 Hz. It's not as noticeable on, for example, Android phone. When you went from 60 Hz to 120 Hz, you can notice a difference. I don't notice that much of a difference between the iPhone 13 Pro Max this year with the ProMotion when compared to last year's phones. It's not a huge difference to me. I can see it, but it's not drastic. It's not a drastic change like it was with Android or Samsung phones. Now, one issue that I have had with a software bug, and I think this is just for the iPhone 13 lineup, on iOS 15. I don't think any of the other phones are having it. I've had an older iPhone with iOS 15 and I didn't have this issue. Apple released this new feature a few months ago with iOS 14. The ability to unlock your iPhone with a mask on if you had an Apple Watch. So that feature is also on iOS 15, unlock with Apple Watch. When I go to enable it, for some reason, it keeps giving me this error that it says unable to communicate with Apple Watch. My Apple Watch is connected. I've tried restarting my iPhone. I've tried resetting my Apple Watch. I can't get this to work. Now, it seems like I'm not the only one because I've looked online and there's a few people that are also reporting the same issue. So it's some type of software bug. It looks to be only with the iPhone 13 lineup. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're having this issue with an older iPhone, let me know. But so far, I haven't been able to fix it. I've kind of done everything I possibly can to get it to work. I'm getting notifications, no problem, on my Apple Watch, so I know it's connected. But for some reason, this setting cannot be enabled with this phone on iOS 15. I don't know why. Hopefully this gets updated. That's pretty much the only issue that I've seen so far with iOS 15 on this phone. No other software bugs so far. I'm gonna keep using it. Once again, this is just the first impressions. This is my first day with this phone. So far, so good. Great camera, fantastic battery life, display, the best display that Apple has ever put on an iPhone, hands down. Performance is great. That's what you could expect with every single iPhone. And iOS 15, yeah, of course, you're gonna experience a few bugs. That's one of them that I've seen so far, and hopefully Apple fixes it right away with a software update. But what do you guys think? Did any of you purchase one of the new iPhone 13 models? Let me know with a comment down below. If you're having that same issue with connecting to your Apple Watch to unlock with your Apple Watch, if you're having that same issue, maybe you found a fix to it, I would really appreciate a comment as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see the full review on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, it's gonna be coming, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.